Hello and welcome to part 2 of your business planning for 2021. Let's go ahead and get started. So we are going to work on the entrepreneur's path, part 2 today. So let's go ahead and look at marketing and training that's going to improve your business. Look at accountability and your goals. We're going to be talking a lot about goals and goal setting before we get to the new year. And so I want you guys to be prepared for that. So what worked last year? We kind of went over this page in the last training session, but I want to go back to it because it is so important, okay? You need to be tracking your leads. If you're not tracking your leads, what's the point of knowing where to put your money? Okay, so having these stats available is really what's going to set yourself up for success. You need to know where those numbers are coming from. Don't guess, because guessing means that you're still not knowing where your money is going. All right, so we're going to take a few minutes to find the information and record it now. If you didn't do it last week when we wrapped up, because I know that you guys had a lot to do with budgeting and all of that stuff, I want you to find it now and put it in one place. Okay, this is where you find out if that $400 MailMax ad is doing anything, right? If people say, hey, I saw you in that ad, put a check mark next to it. There's one person who saw the ad and called you, and that's a lead, okay? If no one does, then that's $400 that you spent that did nothing, okay? And if you only have one person who saw that ad, that is one person worth $400. Is a lead worth $400 to you? Are you going to pay $400 for one lead? This is so important for you to be tracking in order to know where to put the money in your budget, okay? So let's make sure that we are focusing our budget on what is working for your marketing, all right? We're going to be tracking, all these different leads this year, okay? And through that lead tracking, you're going to be able to figure out where you should be putting your most effort into your marketing targets, okay? So you can track your leads through your CRM generally. Definitely in BrokerSumo, it'll give you all the information. You say, hey, this is where my lead came from. If it came from the office, if it came from a yard sign, if it's a friend of a friend of a friend, that's a referral or your network. If it came from a print ad, if it came from open houses, I want you to be tracking those, definitely, okay? If you need help setting up a spreadsheet for that, let me know. Amelia and I love to make spreadsheets. Amelia more than me, but we can make this work, all right? So please be tracking those leads, all right? You're gonna see where, those sides are actually coming from. Next, let's go ahead and start working on the different marketing targets. Obviously, target number 1 is working your network, and that one is definitely going on your list. Because if you're not working your network, what's the point of being in sales, So some samples here that are listed are just that. They're samples. Choose 1 or 2 items from each target that you choose, and give yourself 30 to 60 days and before you add another one, okay? After 90 days, that's every quarter, make sure that you're taking a look at what is working. Are people saying thank you for sending them birthday cards? Are they posting it out on social media saying, oh my gosh, my realtor is so cute, she sent me this birthday card for my kids? Are they celebrating your pop buys? Are they saying, oh my gosh, my real estate agent made a drop by at my house today. She left me some popcorn and movie tickets and it was awesome. Okay, so that's what you want to be recording, and you want to be tracking where that marketing is getting you free advertising and and is pushing those referrals out, okay? So you always want to be reviewing what worked last year, what worked last month, okay? You're going to be adjusting your business. If you continue to do the same thing every year for decades, it's not going to work. Your business will get stagnant, okay? If you are going to be working your network, you need to really work it and work it in the way that people are responsive to it. Just because you enjoy doing something doesn't mean that other people are responsive to that. If you send personal emails and let's say you send 300 every month and you get one response, that's not what's working. If you're sending texts or calling people first thing in the morning, inviting them for coffee, and you're getting an 80% response rate, that's working. So don't forget that you need to meet your network where they are, not where you are. Okay? So marketing target number 1 should absolutely be high priority on your list. That one should be a daily activity. Okay? All right, let's talk about target 2 open houses. Right now in our current state, we are not doing as many open houses as we once did. So you need to determine if that is where you want to put your efforts into open houses, okay? The things that you need to do for a good open house is make sure that you have those sign-in sheets. They can be paper, they can be digital. We've talked about this before, and you need to be calling those leads, okay? Those are leads that are literally handed to you by people looking for houses. And I want to make sure that if you're using open houses as one of your targets, you are going to be contacting those leads. Otherwise, there's no reason to collect that data from anyone, okay? Target 3 FSBOs, right? For sale by owner. You need to find them, okay? You need to then contact the owner of the house, and you need to have a system for follow-up. If they flat out tell you don't ever call me again, well, there you go, you're not going to follow up with them. But if they're unsure and they're like, well, maybe in a couple of weeks, if it doesn't sell, I'm going to contact you and we'll see where we go from there, abso-freaking-lutely call them and follow up on that leads, okay? If FSBOs is one of your targets, you need to have a plan for how you're going to do that. Are you going to find them by looking on Craigslist? Are you going to find them by driving around? What is your plan? What is your action plan for taking on that kind of marketing, okay? The other thing that you should make sure that you always have is a professional listing presentation, that if you go up and you knock on their door, you have it in your hand from your car to their hands, and they can see it right now and they can make that decision. Okay, let's talk about target 4. Expired listings. Again, this is going to be another one that is labor intensive for you, where you need to find those expired listings. You can find them on the MLS, and then you're going to need to contact those people. You're going to need to find a way to track your correspondence, have a drip campaign, make sure you have that listing presentation. And here's where you need to make sure that you set yourself apart from other agents, because if it's an expired listing, they just had an agent and maybe that agent didn't make them happy. So what are you going to do differently from their last agent that sets you apart and ensures them that they are going to get a quality marketing proposal and listing out there so that other people can come find their house? All right, target 4, expired listings. Let's talk about target 5, just listed, just sold marketing. This is where you go to a community and you say, hey, these houses just sold and they sold for this much. And you can do that through social media. You can do that through printed postcards. You can do that through door knocking and phone calling people in that neighborhood. Let them know. Say, hey, the house down the block just sold for $200,000, and your house is in a little bit better condition, so I bet we can get even more for yours. And this is how I would go about doing it. You're going to do snail mail. You're going to do email or texting if they give you permission to call them. And you got to make sure that you follow up. Anyone who asks you any kind of question, even if it's a silly question, in your mind, you've got to follow up. That's how you get those leads. Sometimes it feels like a lot of work, but it is. You got to make sure that you are calling people back. All right. Target 6, you can buy online leads or the pay-per-click. So examples of this would be Zillow, Realtor.com, any of those online sites that people like to use to, window shop their houses, okay? So this would be also for Remax, it would be your lead street leads. You need to figure out a way to get those incoming leads, contact them, add them into your CRMs and your drip campaigns. You need to be tracking your success rate on that as well. You're going to be paying for these leads. Therefore, you want data to find out how many leads convert. Okay, so that means you get the lead, you make the call, you do the presentation, and if they do not end up listing or buying with you, that is not a converted lead, okay? So in the end, that was not a client. And you need to track that. You need to say, hey, I got a lead. No, I did not get a converted lead from that. It didn't go anywhere, okay? Or you need to keep following up, okay? So 3 months, 6 months, 9 months down the road, follow up with that person again, okay? All right, let's talk about demographic farming. Your target 7 is going to be about an area, okay? A physical area in your community where you are going to advertise, okay? Demographic means type of people, okay? So for example, you might want to choose a demographic that are brand new buyers, never owned a home before. They're going to be first-time home buyers. They're going to be between the ages of 20 and 34, college graduates, and single or a couple. Those are going to be sort of your demographic outlines, okay, for as one example. And so here what you need to do is you need to send out monthly newsletters. You're going to print out postcards. You're going to create drip campaigns for those people. You're going to monitor the correspondence. Okay, if people contact you from this target marketing area, you need to be writing it down. Have I said that before? You need to write it down. You need to write it down, because this is how you're going to choose your data for next year, for your marketing targets for next year. If you only get 3 leads on this, it's not worth your time, okay? Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but you need to be making sure that you're tracking everything. Okay, target 8 is geographic farming. So instead of pursuing a particular audience, you're going to be pursuing a particular area. So for example, you want to sell all of those houses on the lakeshore, okay? You want to sell beach houses. So you're going to advertise to people who have the money to purchase those houses, and people who want to live that lifestyle. So you're going to be choosing where that geography is going to be. Maybe it's Chicago, maybe it's South Bend, University of South Notre Dame. They have a lot of people there wind up buying really nice houses on the beach. So again, you need to monitor all your correspondence and see how it's working. If you're sending out postcards, you can send out drip campaigns via email. You can do AdWorks, whatever it is that you're going to do. Geographic farming is by location. So maybe it's St. Joe School District. It could be Stevensville. It could be the farmland. Maybe it's Baroda and Bridgman, where you have a little bit more farmland. Maybe it's more city dwelling, okay? Like downtown Benton Harbor, downtown St. Joe, that sort of thing, okay? All right, let's talk about target 9, home seller seminars. We don't do these very often in the office, but it's not saying it doesn't work. So what this would entail is basically advertising an evening with you being the teacher, and you want to get potential clients in the door to talk about something about being a home seller. Maybe you want to talk about how to prepare your home for a listing. You want to talk about um, the things that a home seller is going to need to prepare for in order to sell their home. Okay, so that's going to be an event. That's going to be something that you might want to, find a restaurant to host it at. You can host it in the Mullet. You can have some catered snacks and things. A nice little networking idea for getting people in the door and having a conversation. All right. Another one is marketing to rental owners. Okay, this is not the people who are renting. These are the landlords that own the rental properties. Okay, so this is where you're going to contact those landlords. You're going to contact the management companies, and you're going to say, "Hey, listen, I want to work with you in finding rental properties. Investment properties for you and your company." You're going to contact them. You're going to follow up. You're going to add them to a drip campaign. Everything will be marketed towards that idea of rentals, okay, and investment properties. Target 11 is marketing to renters. Okay, so here's where you find those people who are renting right now and giving them the information that they can purchase a house. You're going to go ahead and you're going to say, hey, for the same amount of money that you're spending on rent, you could be spending that on mortgage. And when you spend that on mortgage, then you own a house at the end of 30 years, right? So that's another target area. Maybe you're going to work with renters. All right, target 12, home buyer seminars. Same thing as a home seller seminar, only it's going to be targeted towards buyers. Maybe it's going to be first-time buyers. Perhaps it's going to be investment buyers. What I want you to do for this one is you are going to find people to help you out with this one, okay? You're going to find lenders, title company employees, anyone who can help you out with this one, all right? And you're going to present their expertise. So you can say, hey, this is what buying a house is like. And these are the steps you need to go through. You need to get pre-qualified. You need to, know where that loan is coming from, how much you can spend on a mortgage per month. This is the steps that it's going to take to get your title. Obviously, if that's great for first-time home buyers. For investment purchasers, maybe you need to, have some financial advisors come in and help you out. So that is another one where you're going to have a venue. You're going to invite people to come along and you're going to present. Okay, definitely an event. Target 13, build a profitable team. This one we talked about a little bit in the last session. If you're ready for a team and you're ready to expand, please see your broker, talk to Lars, talk to Liz. You're going to need to do a lot of homework before you start that team. You want to make sure that you're ready and that you have an organizational model, which basically means that you know how you're going to pay everyone on your team, okay? You're going to develop job descriptions, who is going to be doing what. You also need to establish the compensation agreements, and you need to interview and hire people. So all of a sudden now you're going to be the boss of your business, right? You're in charge. You are now hiring people. That's awesome. I love that. And that is an amazing way to get your name out there, is to have a team and to have people working with you on creating bigger and better things, right? So from here, what I'd like you to do is take a moment, look through these ideas, figure out where your marketing strategies are going to be this year. Number one is absolutely, without a doubt, network, okay? If you're not working your sphere of influence, your network, that's just ridiculous. Stop right now and just go work at McDonald's, okay? Work your network. The other two targets, I want you to think about what is going to work for you and your personality. Choose no more than two. If you only choose one more besides your network, that's awesome. Okay, beginning of the year, choose one and make it perfect. And then move to a second one, okay? Try new things. Don't get stagnant. Always be moving forward, and always be recording the data and reviewing the data, okay? That's how we grow and we learn and we know where to put our money. Okay, let's take a look at the momentum training that we have planned for this year. We've got lots of business courses, and if you have a particular one that you are most interested in, please let me or Liz or Lars or Amelia know, and we will make sure that we, put that one earlier in the year. We want you to be as educated and knowledgeable as you possibly can. And it's great when you attend the training, even if you've already attended it. Sometimes it's a great refresher. And you'll get something different out of each time you go to that training. Some more stuff. Um, we've got sales perspectives. We've got the Workman series. There's so much on Remax University. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you about that. It's just amazing. Okay, so if Tuesday at 11 isn't your ideal time to have your training, what are you going to do to fit that time in? If you don't want to sit through training with me or Liz or Lars, that's great. We'll be sad. We'll cry a little. But you need to be making sure that you are not just working on your business with the idea of making sales, but you're also improving yourself. You are going to give yourself that time to get smarter, review knowledge. Just being here does not guarantee that you're going to be learning and growing. Okay. You should definitely make that one of your priorities this year, or one of your goals is to continue your education. If you go out there and you choose Remax University because you can do it at 3 a.m. when you're wide awake, that's awesome. If you review the Tuesday trainings that I throw out on Facebook, that's awesome. Do that, please. Buy a book about business, read it, try some new strategies. All right, try a podcast. And of course, there's Remax University and any workshops to get any new designations. Those are all excellent ways to add education into your year. Speaking of education, you should have accountability partners. Yeah, because you're going to track your progress, okay? So lead tracking your daily activities, weekly accomplishments, completing your action steps, that's what's going to create good habits, and good habits in business mean you're going to do more business. You can have an accountability partner. You can write down your actions. You can share them with a coach. You can write them down and hold yourself accountable. I know for me, that doesn't work so good. I need to have someone else out there telling me, you know what, I see these things that you didn't do this week. When are you going to do them? How are you going to do them? How are you going to get them done? An accountability partner will also be your cheerleader and someone who will say, holy cow, you did a great job. And I know all of us need more cheerleaders. All right, let's talk about goal setting. This is the big one. I want you to go ahead and just visualize a couple of goals in your head. What are things that you want for yourself for next year? Last week, we talked about business planning, part 1, and that had your want tos. These goals can go along with your want tos, but they can also be, bigger than just, I want a new kitchen. Okay, so a goal would be, I want a new kitchen, and a new kitchen costs, I don't even know what a new kitchen costs, $10,000? Why not? So I'm going to earn an additional $10,000 in income this year. There's my goal. And then I need to have action steps on how I'm going to do that, okay? It also doesn't have to revolve around money. Maybe your goal is going to be that you are going to take time off this year to spend a week with your family doing something wonderful. It could be a staycation. It can be, just spending time on the beach with your kids. Maybe you're going to clean the grout in your kitchen finally. Whatever your goals are. I hope that's not your goal, because that's a sad goal. All right, we're going to set some goals today. So let's talk about those SMART goals. SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. All right, we're going to remember that as we create our goals. You're going to look back at your brainstorm list. I want you to pick 3 goals, no more than 3, just 3 goals that you're going to accomplish this year. Now, here's the cool thing. You might have like 8 or 10 or 12 goals, and that's awesome, but I only want you to pick 3. And those 3 goals, if you finish one of them, then you can add a new goal. All right, so let's say you set 3 goals, you actually hit one in February, you get to set yourself a new goal. All right, so are we going to make vision boards? Yes, we are. Are you going to live and breathe these goals for the next 12 months? Yes, you are. Unless, of course, you finish it, and then you can make a new goal, right? right? All right, so step 11, the next page, we're going to talk about how to create one goal. We're just going to walk through it together, okay? So a SMART goal, you're going to write down your specific measurable goal, right? I want to lose 20 pounds this year. It's specific, it's measurable. You can measure it, you get on the scale. Did you lose 20 pounds? Yes or no? A year, measurable, right? So it's, I want it in the next 12 months, all right? We talk about the exact time frame. I've got 12 months, okay? The next step is progress timeframes, because if you don't have a little progress in there, you know, you might get off track completely. So 5 pounds by March, 5 pounds by March, you can totally do that. 15 pounds by August, okay, and then 20 by December. Great. Okay, so there's our time frame. We want to take a look at that. Okay. Strategy number one. Well, strategy number one, we're going to cut out sugar. So you drink a soda every single day. Maybe now you're going to drink 2 a week. That's it. You get 2 sodas a week. That's how I'm going to cut out my sugar. Okay. Tasks to implementing the strategy. I'm going to write down the calories. I'm going to write down how many times I had a Coke. I'm going to have an accountability partner. You know, my mom. And, you know, give her a call and be like, Mom, you got to hold, you know, you got to tell me not to have the soda. You know, strategy number 3 is going to be joining a weight loss program. New Weight Watchers, whatever. There's like 3 million out there. Okay. So that is going to be tasks to implement this strategy. So strategy number 1, those are the tasks. Now you're going to move on and you're going to do that 2 more times for 2 more strategies. What are 2 more things that you're going to do to hit that specific measurable goal of losing 20 pounds? You know, strategy number 2 can be, I'm going to take a 30-minute walk every day. What are you going to do to achieve that? I'm going to mark it on my calendar, and I'm going to make sure that that time is blocked off every single day, and I never set an appointment during that time. Another task, you know, I don't know, whatever. But you're going to go ahead and you're going to finish those other 2 strategies. Obviously, your measurable goal can be anything, okay? It can be tiny, it can be huge. Maybe it is how many clients you're going to have. Maybe it's going to be what club level you're going to be at. Maybe it is monetary and it's a specific amount of money in order to get a certain thing. You know, I want to build a pool in my backyard. It's going to cost X number of dollars. This is my specific measurable goal. All right, you're going to do 3 of those for your homework tonight. All right, so after you do 3 SMART goals using this sheet, there is only room for 1 in your book, but you know, if you need more pages, I will be happy to print you or give you digital copies of those pages. But I'm pretty sure you can do this on your own anywhere. And at some point before January, we will be making vision boards with your goals on them. That way you can see them every single day, whether they're on your, you know, maybe you make it your desktop, your background for your desktop, you put it on a sticky note in front of you, it's in your car. You're going to have those goals. And as soon as you finish one, you get to take that one down and put up a new one. All right, business planning. This is homework, and you are going to track your leads. You're going to create SMART goals, and you are going to choose marketing targets.